Is there normally a lot of sound in your studio when you go to record your episodes? Do you have things in your environment that maybe it's out of your control, or, you do certain things every time you go to sit down to record? Well, I'm going to teach you a few tips in Audacity today to control your audio and to possibly get rid of some of those sounds. Let's do this. Okay, so a lot of podcasters talk about how they want to get really crisp, clean sound for their podcast. And it's understandable. You're in the market of podcasting where audio is key. You have to sound good. You have to be on point with your audio. And sitting down to record and setting up your studio is key to getting the perfect sound. So before I sat down to record this episode, I didn't control anything in my studio or in my building to not make any noise. Okay, so everything is going to make noise as it does every single day. Down here in the basement, I have a steam pipe behind me that normally hisses when it comes on to heat the building. And in normal recording conditions, what I would do is I would go and shut the heat off. So this way I wouldn't get that hissing sound. It may not come on now, but it might. And I'm going to have to go and try to remove it or stop talking for a second to let it stop so that I can take it out later on in editing. Now I'm going to show you how to remove unwanted sounds from Audacity. And I'm using Audacity because it's free. Okay, because I know a lot of you... See, I don't know if you guys can hear that, but there's a train outside. Slight rumbling. Now, normally I know I couldn't control that, but it's just those things, like children playing upstairs, the steam going on here with the heat, maybe a laundry machine going on, somebody's doing laundry, or anything, any noise, anybody talking in the background. All of this can be controlled with the exception of things that go on outside the building. But normally when I come to sit down and record an episode, I make sure everybody's quiet. I do it after the children go to sleep. I turn the heat off in the building during the winter time. So I control my environment. And I think that it's very important that everybody does that also, because again, you want crisp, clean sound if you're not using a professional studio. So if you're recording in a basement like I am, or in your small apartment, or in a closet, I've heard of people recording podcasts in closets, and there's nothing wrong with that because you can get some pretty good sound just you sitting in a closet and with a microphone. But the whole key is to control your environment, make sure it's as quiet as you can possibly make it. Again, I'm using Audacity because Audacity is free. And I know a lot of podcasters don't have Adobe Audition or other software you have to pay for. So Audacity has this effect where if you highlight some dead piece of audio, so if you start recording and there's just silence, the microphone picks up the ambient sound of the room. Okay, so what you're going to want to do now in Audacity is you're going to want to highlight that silence or that room noise, that ambient noise, and you're going to want to do some noise reduction. Okay, so once you have the highlighted clip of the ambient sound, what you want to do is you want to go up to Effect and go to Noise Reduction. Now, when the menu for noise reduction comes up, you're going to want to click the first step, which is Get Noise Profile, and it's going to close. Okay, so then now what you're going to do is you're going to select the whole track instead of that clip. You're going to select that whole individual track, and you're going to go back up to Effect, click Noise Reduction again, and just hit OK. And what that's going to do is that little bit of the clip that you had highlighted before of the ambient noise, it recorded that. The software got familiar with those waves, with that sound, and then once you get the profile, it remembers that sound. So then after that, what you do is you select the whole track and You basically tell Audacity that you want what you just made it remember to be removed through the whole track. So you're taking out the whole room noise throughout the whole track, which will increase the quality and the crispness of the sound of the audio. So that's step one. You can also do that. Let's say, if you have a crying child in the background, or if you have a laundry machine. Okay, maybe a laundry machine would be harder to take out, but let's say a child is crying upstairs or in another room and can be heard on the microphone. Okay, what you could do is you could stop talking while the child is crying, and then later on in editing, just clip it out. Just cut it out. Taking out noises and making your audio sound a little crisper, a little clearer is something that you're going to want to do. Another thing that I recommend you do with your audio is normalize. So I've heard a lot of people say that standard decibels for you to normalize your tracks on is -1. I like to do -3, but that's probably my choice. You don't want to go too high because then things can get too loud. You want it to be a normal volume, normal listening volume for your audience so their ears don't get blown out when they start listening. But I hope this helped a little bit. If anything, it taught you to, wait until the children are asleep, turn the heat off in your building, and just try to control your environment. Of course, the heat didn't come on now, so it's not going to make any noise. But if it did, it would be very loud and very distracting. So, and I hope that this helped you guys out with a little tip on Audacity and helped you figure out what you need to control your environment when you're sitting down to record. All right, guys. So what I did is that I made another page on the website, VodSquad.Live, for gear. Okay, so if you guys are looking to start podcasting, or if you're looking to upgrade some of your tech, some of your equipment in the studio, I made a list of all the equipment that everybody needs to run a successful podcast and a vodcast. So, and I broke it down from basic setups to advanced setups and some services that you'll need as far as podcast hosting, website hosting, and then some accessories that spice up the studio a little bit, which some of them are a little fun. I like that. Head on over to VodSquad.Live/gear and check out all the equipment I have listed there. It's some pretty good stuff. Also, pick up the courses on how to run a successful live show. I go over everything from creating overlays and creating banners and going live for the first time on StreamYard. So you guys can get a head start and level up your podcast. I also give away a free episode planning sheet and a free vodcasting equipment guide. Planning out your episodes is super important, and it's great to know which kind of equipment you need to do that. Also, I have teamed up with Squarespace. So if your podcast needs a permanent online home, go check them out. They have some awesome templates and make your show look really, really pro. Click the link down in the show notes. It'll take you to a 14-day free trial. Go check it out. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining me. I will see you guys next time.